네, 안녕하세요. 저는 축자라 리버풀 팬 가이라고 합니다. Today we're going to have a look at the Chelsea-Tottenham game and have a discussion about the Premier League in general for this week. Chelsea-Tottenham, huge game, top of the table clash. Finished 0-0, so not the best game. But yeah, we're going to have a look at what the managers had to say after the game.
So we had good control. The clean sheet factor against the team which we've seen recently are set up to counter-attack and have amazing players to counter-attack. To deal with their threat of Harry Kane and Son particularly, didn't really give them a sniff.
Yeah, so it didn't give them a sniff. So we say that in it, the actual word is like sniff, right? So when we say that in English, it didn't give them a sniff, didn't give them a chance. So like I think it's from like when a dog is sniffing around, like looking for things and trying to find something, and in English, don't give him a sniff, didn't have a chance. As he said, what we all saw, Kane and Son, I think their game plan was to shut them out, and they did that really, really well.
Do you view that as a good point or 2 points dropped?
I'll tell you later on. in players in real form that can really cause you problems, as we saw last week. So I wanted to get that side of our game right, so I'm happy with a clean sheet.
Obviously, what you say in the press is important because everyone can see it, your players can see it. So he's not going to say, yeah, it's not a good point, we needed to win. But I think, as I said before, if they're really serious about winning the league, you need to win your home game. You can't lose to Liverpool and draw to Tottenham at home and think you can win the league. So I think at home, if you want to win the league, like as a Liverpool fan, I'm not happy with a draw against any team in the Premier League if they come to Anfield, because we need to win your home games.
But in actual gameplay, we should win the game, so I don't want to react too much. I thought the players did really well, particularly in midfield, which I thought we dominated for the game, but we didn't quite get that last bit.
I did disagree with, he said that they dominated the midfield. Yeah, I thought actually the best player on the pitch was Ndombele for Spurs. He only played an hour, he went off after 60 minutes, but he was class. Like his dribbling was just incredible. He was clearly the best player on the pitch, I thought. So Kante was also good for Chelsea. But
just wondered if Tottenham was what you expected from them today.
Yeah, it was how I was expected, because I mean we watched the Manchester City game last week, but you know the style of the manager, you know the type of opposition and how they tend to play, the attributes of the players that they have. They have great players for counter-attack in Son particularly, and Harry Kane, the way he's playing at the minute, he can pretty much do everything himself.
Pretty obvious and true. You know what you're going to get with Tottenham. You know, with Kane and Son, you know that they're going to defend quite a bit, and Mourinho, that's how he plays, especially away from home against a top team like Chelsea. It's normal, that it's pretty obvious what they were going to do. They were going to defend, keep it tight, and then if they turn it over, they break quickly with the speed of Son and with Kane, you know, up front. So I think he knew that, and that's why he made sure that whenever they lost the ball, their defenders were tight onto Son and Kane, and they literally had no chances at all. So as I said before, Bergwijn actually, they left him a bit open at times and he had space, but he just couldn't produce that.
We've just heard Jose describe Tottenham as a pony who were not even in the title race, and he said that Chelsea are one of the biggest contenders.
He's very close at the top. If we're contenders, then they have to be contenders.
So contenders just means you have a realistic chance at achieving something. Yeah, so you wouldn't say now that, you know, teams in the bottom half, and you say, like, if you look at Arsenal, they're like they're 14th now or something. You wouldn't say they are realistic, they don't have a chance of winning the league. Okay, there's a long way to go, but you wouldn't say they're contenders.
I think if you've got Harry Kane and Son in your team, saying Son's got 9 goals, Harry's got 7. They keep clean sheets well because of the organisation of their team. People like Gareth Bale sitting on the bench, Dele Alli's not here. There's a strong squad there.
As he said before, his players aren't happy with the draw because they feel that this year they have a chance. They seriously have a chance at winning the league. So of course they're contenders, and they as much in the race as Chelsea. I'm sure internally in Tottenham, they believe in themselves and they believe that they can win the league. But at the same time, they know it's a long season and you got to take game by game. I think Klopp is really good with Liverpool at doing that. Like, just take every game, win the next game, get the 3 points, and then focus on the next one. You don't want to think what's happening at the end of the season. It's stupid to do that. So I think he wants to keep his players grounded, not looking too far ahead, just focus on the next game, get the 3 points, play the next one, and then at the end of the season, you just see where that takes you. Well, I think it's obvious, but Son and Kane are two of the best players in the league for sure. And if any team is playing against Tottenham, that's the first thing you have to think of is how are we going to stop Son and Kane getting the ball in space and hurting us and scoring goals. So that Chelsea before the game would have been talking to their players at depth about every time Sonny gets the ball, you have to close him down straight away because he's so fast. And little chance, suddenly you find the ball in the back of your net. So every team that plays against Spurs, you'll hear the managers talk a lot about Son because, I mean, with Kane, they're the biggest threats and they will be for the whole season. So that's why. Okay, guys, so yeah, we had a look at the Tottenham-Chelsea game in depth. And as we said, a draw is not a bad result for both teams. In terms of the rest of the league, we saw Man City 5-0. We saw them on fire again. So as I've said before, many people saying City are not that good this year. I disagree. I told you they will be there at the end of the season. They will be right at the top of the league. And the table's so close. So just a few wins, you can see they can move up from sort of 12th right up to the top again. So, and we saw Leicester lose. Leicester lost as well this morning at home to Fulham, who were sort of last a few weeks ago in the league. So this Liverpool, my team, it's really disappointing. Yes, we're missing a lot of players, and yes, we didn't actually play well, and maybe we didn't deserve the 3 points, but still to have that penalty given like that, the 93rd minutes. So we're really upset, and then Arsenal, that's a funny one. So next week, Tottenham are playing Arsenal. As we know, Tottenham, Arsenal, North London clubs, huge rivalry. If any of you have been to London, they hate each other. Like, hate is an understatement. They hate each other. So, and we saw Arsenal lost to Wolves at home. So it's pretty funny now to see Arsenal just 14th and go watch Arsenal Fan TV. It's comedy every week when they lose. So Tottenham, Arsenal next week. I know you think Tottenham should win easily on current form, but it's a big derby and anything can happen. So I can't wait for next week to see. This year is really interesting. It's all so close. Anything can happen this year. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be really interesting going forward. So yeah, let's see next week. Tottenham against Arsenal will be the biggest game of the week though, for sure. Okay guys, so thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like it, comment and subscribe, and hope to see you next week.